I heard about the 3-2-1. Yep. Yeah, the 3-2-1 thing. It's interesting. The most interesting part about it, it's not even to talk about the balance discussion. It's the fact that they just talked about the player mentality of having 3-2-1. Holy shit, that was quick.
Traveling to Volskaya Industries. Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
I think that's the most interesting about it, and they're just like, a lot of people that like to play tank was too pressured. Lucky Ape also, there's a dev post that says they tried to run 3 DPS, 2 support, 1 tank internally for a while. And Jeff made everyone do it. And when he talks about, even, he does talk about balance a little bit. But more than anything, he talks about the mentality of the players. And he's like, when we tried 4-1-1 internally, he's like, there was so much damage coming out, and I felt like you couldn't heal anyone as 1 support. But with 2 supports and 1 tank, they're like, well, the supports liked it because they weren't pressured just to keep, you know, the high hit point tank as high, you know, constantly healed, because you had all these other damage sources that you need to keep healed as well. And then they're like, well, DPS, like, you do some crazy stuff like 2 snipers and a Genji, and you can go really crazy on the flankers and whatnot. And then they're like, well, the more interesting part was tank mentality. He was like, some tanks thought it was great. They loved being the only one there, and it was on their back to carry their team to success. And he's like, and then other people that play tank hated it. In fact, they would never play tank again. Because there's just way too much pressure on them. And a lot of people were like had anxiety of playing tank when you only had 1 tank. And then he goes into the balancing part. He's like, well, there's just way too much damage in the game right now. What do you do to Hog? Like, you have to make him a damage hero now. Or you make him some ridiculous tank. Same thing with D.Va and all these other, you know, off tanks. You have to change them completely. DPS there. And basically, when you remove all these tanks,
You won't get rid of me.
you start removing all these hybrid tanks to start reworking them completely. And then all of a sudden, well, all the tanks, or all the people that enjoy these other tanks, all of a sudden they leave the queue. Right? Now everyone, all those tanks are now going to the DPS queue. And like, the whole point of shortening the DPS queue just got longer. Well, my pro or con of 1-3-2? It would be a different game. Yeah, the same problems with the queue come right back. And then all of a sudden, you still have to... Honestly, with 3-2-1, you would have to take all the DPS down by like 20 to 30% damage-wise. and then rebalance the game. But then, man, support, like, tanks, if we have 10 tanks to pick from, you can only pick one. It would come down to you be able to play 1 or 2 tanks, and that's it. So, I don't like it because it would kind of ruin the entire tank lineup. You would have to completely redesign all of them, or almost all of them. I like the idea of, like, reducing everyone's damage. I wish they would do that just in 2-2-2 right now. I don't think it's the right direction to go. I think it's great that they tried that. I like how they stuck with it and try to, figure out what would happen. But, again, especially with tanks, they would just settle on, like, oh, you have to play Reinhardt, and all the other tanks are useless. Or you have, oh, the only tank you can play are anchor tanks. And then, all of a sudden, all tanks become anchor tanks. And personally, I find that very boring. In Overwatch 2, should PvE still be 2-2-2 or 3-2-1? PvE is different because you can do whatever the hell you want. It doesn't really matter. Yep. Who knew? Soldier was going to try to rotate. He saw the trap. He didn't know what to do. Kind of funny. The biggest problem is you have to stop fucking around and just balance the game. I can't believe that fucking hit me. Man, God, I wish that hitbox was a lot lower. That hitbox is smaller than fucking mine. At least what it collides with. If that was a concussive mine, it would have hit the wall. You need to rework all the off tanks? Yep. And what would you change them to? Would you change them to DPS heroes? At that point, alright, now everyone's playing in the DPS queue. There's literally no point to going in the tank queue. All the advantages for queue times that you're trying to attack all went away. I'm not gonna put all your eggs in one basket. I was really hoping. I was gonna ult them, and I was like, nah, we have this. I'm just gonna watch this side.
My genius is finally recognized.
Man! It's almost like I've played this map before. Imagine playing Junk against Hanzo May Widow. Oh, I know. No, just imagine playing Junkrat against Tracer Hanzo Widow. Like, 3 DPS would be so fucking rough. Any DPS that can't survive against other DPS would immediately die. So, I don't think 3-2-1 is a good idea. I think it was a great idea to experiment with and try stuff with. I like that they figured all these things out and, you know, they got a lot of good testing out of it. Please. One more, buddy. One more, please. I'd like to be full health. Alright, I guess I won't be full health. Weird Baptiste. That flanking McCree.
60 seconds.
Hammond get the point? Damn.
Round 2 complete.
Yeah, me playing Hog in a single tank game, like, the big, where's our tank? I'm like, fuck you, I'm on the flank.
Prepare your defenses.
So, it's a great thought experiment. I don't think it would work. I do like the part where, I guess one of the developers said, he's like, man, when you play 3-2-1, it really feels like old Overwatch. And Jeff goes, well, when there was no roll queue, there was usually one tank, so it is old Overwatch. Is that post 3-2-1, by the way? It's like, someone posted a thread like, Blizzard, if you want to save your game, change it to 3-2-1 or 1-1-3-2 or whatever it was. And it was a post from a long time ago, and Jeff came back and he's like, man, pretty funny about this thread, guys. It's funny coming back here after we tried this. And let me tell you what happened. And it's a very long post. It's a very good post by Jeff. Damn it, I missed your sub? Wouldn't say I missed it.
Defend objective A.
Also miss. Oh, hold on. So Potato, you subscribed for 30 months in a row. He says, stupid philosophy question for you. What's the difference between a cup and a bowl?
Score. to 2.
Technically, there's nothing.
Sides.
Skylar Twitch with the 7-month roses. Keep it the cool vids. Also, a nice tire. Well, thank you, sir.
Select your hero.
In between a cup and a bowl? Depends how you use it, I guess. Or maybe its height has to be greater than its width is. It's good.
It's a perfect day for some mayhem.
If you use a bowl as a cup, is it now a cup? You can't use it as a bowl or as a cup. It's not defined by how you fill it. It's defined by its standards.
Attack commences in 30
Its measurements.
seconds.
Oh yeah!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commences.
Oh no! What a spammer! Man, welcome to Junkrat, buddy. She should be using her... Damn! Baptiste? What can I say?
You won't get rid of me that easily. Stop! You've heard this one before.
Everyone, get on the object.
Not a bad defense. Good idea. They kind of had to go for something cheesy, but they got 4 minutes on point one of us. It's a hard defense. Wait, did I get it?
Play of the game.
I'll watch it. Booyah! What are you idiots talking about? Jesus fucking Christ. What's up, Jack Frost? How you doing, man?